It's the most wonderful time of the year, and the Texas high school football playoffs are pretty good too. These are the picks. Welcome into the picks, your guide to the Texas high school football playoffs. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, and happy Thanksgiving. We've made it no secret around here that we think Thanksgiving is the best day of the year, and we are so happy that you're spending part of this week with us because, look, this is truly a magical time of year. Not just the feasting and the celebrating that happens on Thursday, but also what comes after on Friday, where 88 UIL Texas high school football regional semifinals and in the 6-man ranks regional finals will happen over the course of 2 manic days on Friday and Saturday. And it's all day football, right? Because there's no school, you've got games kicking off on Friday morning, going all the way out till Saturday night. It is truly the most wonderful time of the year, and it is time to lock in on some Texas high school football playoffs. There's huge games in every corner of the state. We start out east. 2 o'clock Friday afternoon at Lobo Stadium in Longview. It's a 4A Division II regional semifinal between the Pleasant Grove Hawks and the Carthage Bulldogs. What are the keys to this matchup? Key number 1, Carthage's offensive balance. So what I've really grown to appreciate about this version of the Carthage Bulldogs is the way that they can beat you in a variety of different ways. There's no doubt that the straw that stirs the drink for this Carthage team is KJ Edwards, their star running back, who has been absolutely sensational for them, running behind a big, physical, and experienced offensive line. But if for some reason you're able to slow down the running attack, quarterback Jet Surratt and this passing game can hurt you as well. This is a balanced attack, and that is what makes them so dangerous. They are facing one of the most ferocious defenses in all of Texas high school football in Pleasant Grove, led by superstar edge rusher Lance Jackson. That is going to be the real key in this one. Can Carthage's offensive balance shine through, or will Pleasant Grove make them one-dimensional? Key number 2, Pleasant Grove's youth movement. So Pleasant Grove's probably not supposed to be here. What I mean by that is that they are very clearly a year ahead of schedule. This is a very, very young Pleasant Grove team for Coach Josh Gibson's ball club. They are comprised almost entirely of underclassmen, sophomores and juniors playing key roles, guys like Nick Bells. This team is very, very young. And yet, here they are on the big stage playing like a veteran ball club. It's actually reminiscent of the first time we started taking notice of this Pleasant Grove team when they started winning championships in the earlier part of the last decade. They were a year ahead of schedule then, and it ran all the way to a state championship. You're starting to get that vibe here as well with this Hawks ball club. But this is still a young program, a young team, and they're taking on a big physical team in Carthage with plenty of pedigree in a big playoff game. So how do the young Hawks handle the moment? In key number 3, the Scott Surratt Revenge Tour. So let's go back about a year ago, right? The regional finals, and Carthage feels like they're rolling into another Carthage year. Another year where they make the AT&T Stadium, they win another state championship, right? When suddenly in the regional final, they get up and beat by Gilmer. And it's a bit of a shock to the system, not just in East Texas, but statewide, because Carthage just plain and simple doesn't lose games like that. Then they open up the season this year with a loss to Kilgore, and you start to wonder, well, what's going on with this Carthage program? I mean, that's where the standard is, right? They lose 2 games in a row, and everyone's like, what's going on in Panola County? Since then, this looks like a team on a mission. It looks like a coaching staff led by Scott Surratt on a mission to go for title number 10. This team has been dialed in ever since those 2 consecutive losses to wrap around the new year. Can they use that as fuel in a huge regional semifinal matchup? Who am I picking? I'm going with Carthage. I ain't picking against Scott Surratt in a big playoff game. That's just not a great idea generally. But also, we did not even mention what I think is the real strength of this Carthage team, which is their defense. Their defense has been absolutely jaw-dropping this year, absolutely sensational, and I think they're going to be able to keep a bottle on this Pleasant Grove attack. Now, for Pleasant Grove, the path to victory here I think is pretty clear, which is running game and defense, and keep this score relatively low, lean on what has been an outstanding defense, come up with a couple of big plays on the defensive side. But in the end, I think Carthage is a little bit too much. I think that offensive balance wears them down. I think the Bulldogs move on to the regional final. Let's go to the Metroplex, 7 o'clock Saturday night at the Ford Center at the Star. It is a tantalizing 6A Division II regional semifinal between the DeSoto Eagles and the Willis Wildcats. This is a game we've had circled for quite some time because DeSoto, the two-time defending 6A Division II state champs, feel like they're going to get a real push here by this Willis ball club. And there's reason to believe that this game could be really, really fun on a fast track there in Frisco. A lot of the attention is going to be paid to the offensive side and the offensive star power in this game. And it is electrifying. For Willis, it's Jermaine Bishop, their do-it-all star on the outside, and their quarterback, Jack Emerson, who slid in so seamlessly at the quarterback spot as DJ Lagway moved off to the University of Florida. On the DeSoto side, they need no introduction at this point, but Tiger Ryden, their star running back, Dalen Singleton, the playmakers they've got offensively, it is stunning. But to me, this game is ultimately going to come down to the defensive stars having their best game. Guys like Keelan Abrams on the DeSoto side, guys like DeQuinton Willis on the Willis side, they're going to need to have big plays in this game to turn the tide in what could turn into a track meet. This game is fascinating. I'll be blunt. I think the winner of this game is the favorite to win the 6A Division II state championship. I think they are that good. You know what? I'm going with a little bit of an upset special here. I think Willis comes to the Metroplex and gets a very, very narrow win. Let's cross state lines. 7 o'clock Friday night at Turpin Stadium in Natchitoches, Louisiana. It is a 5A Division II regional semifinal between the Texas High Tigers and the Port Neches Groves Indians. If you're wondering why this game is being played in Louisiana, like just map those two places, it does make a little bit of sense, this on the campus at Northwestern State. For Port Neches Groves, they have been rolling since that loss earlier in the year to rival Nederland. Last week, they really smothered Kaufman. Don't look at the final score there. That was 42-0 at halftime. And Tyson Hendry, their running back, really got going. Quarterback Connor Bailey making terrific plays. And their defense is starting to get back to doing that P&G thing this time of year where their defense plays really well. They will be tested in a severe way by this Texas High team. Undefeated and rolling and star-studded. Running back Tredarian Ball has been terrific. I think David Potter, their quarterback, has been flying under the radar because he's got such a superstar running back by his side. And oh yeah, their defense is playing really well as well, led by Isaiah Dowden. This team is ready for their close-up. This is the defending state champs in Port Neches Groves, and they deserve the champion's advantage. But there's been something about this Texas High team that I have thought for a couple of weeks might have the juice. And if you are Texas High, I think you feel like you can go in there and win this ball game. I think this game's going to be close, and it is a coin flip type ball game. But I think Texas High gets the win. Give me the Tigers. In 7 o'clock Friday night at Randall Reed Stadium in New Caney, it's a 3A Division I regional semifinal between the Franklin Lions and the Hitchcock Bulldogs. Is Franklin the most under-the-radar team in Texas high school football? It feels like in 3A Division I Region 3, everyone's talking about Columbus and everyone's talking about Hitchcock, and nobody's talking about the team that's played in the last 4 state championship games. And especially this time of year when they really turn it on. Running back Jaden Jackson's been unbelievable, and that defense, led by Noah Tart, starting to pin its ears back and come after people. This Franklin team is serious business. They get a serious test this week against Hitchcock, led by their star-studded unit, led by Kelshawn Johnson. But this is a wounded Bulldogs team. Quarterback Lloyd Jones III is out for the season with a knee injury. They have plugged in Marquise Allen. He has performed pretty admirably. He will need to have his best game by far to get past Franklin. Furthermore, can this Hitchcock defense slow down the rushing attack for Franklin? That's the key in this one. Absolutely box office down there in New Caney, but I think Franklin has the edge. Give me the Lions. But those are far from the only big games in the regional semifinals of the Texas High School Football Playoffs. I'm picking all 88 games. I'm either mentioning it out loud or it's scrolling on this side of the screen. Let's get to the lightning round. In 6A Division I, I like North Crowley over Coppell in a matchup of unbeatens, and give me Duncanville over the Woodlands. I like Atascocita to get by Full Shear, and Lake Travis keeps rolling with a win over San Antonio East Central. To 6A Division II we go. I like South Lake Carroll over Hebron. Give me Summer Creek to keep rolling with a win over Katy Jordan. And it's another San Antonio versus Austin matchup. I like Cibolo Steel over Austin Vandergrift. 5A Division I now, district rematch here. I like Denton Ryan over Richland, and give me Frisco Lone Star over Midlothian. I'm going with Smithson Valley to take down New Braunfels, and have you guys been paying attention to what LaPorte's been doing? Keep an eye on this one. I think A&M Consolidated beats them, but very, very close. 5A Division II we go. I like Argyle over upstart Prosper Walnut Grove. I think Richmond Randall takes down a wounded Brenham team, and give me Birney over Victoria West. In 4A Division I like Stephenville over Canyon Randall, and how about this? It's a district rematch and a big rivalry. I like Salina over Aubrey. I like Chapel Hill over Stafford, and give me Bay City over Corpus Christi Cal Allen. In 4A Division II I like Brock over Fort Worth Benbrook, although Benbrook has a history of making me look silly. I like Waco La Vega over Silsbee, although Silsbee has a history of making me look silly. And I like Wimberley over Cuero, although Cuero has, you know the deal. To 3A Division I we go. I like Shallowater over Vernon. Give me Winsboro in a close one over Liberty Ilo. And apologies to the Pickle family, I like Goliad over Llano. To 3A Division II we go. I think it's going to happen. I think Idalou is going to beat Canadian, and give me Holiday over Toller. Huge matchup in Region 3. I like Newton over Dangerfield, and give me Tidehaven over Cinderella Van Vleck. To 2A Division I we go. I like Stanford over Cisco, and Shelbyville takes down Joaquin. I'm going with Mildred over Axtell, and in a game that is about a year in the making, I like Ganado over Refugio. 2A Division II we go. I like Groover over Tahoka, and I think that Munster dethrones Albany. I'm going with Shiner over Granger, and I think there's a little team of destiny in Overton. I think they beat Grapeland. And it's the regional finals in six-man football. In 1A Division I, I'm going Westbrook over Water Valley, and give me Gordon to take down Jonesboro. And in 1A Division II, in a huge matchup, I like Oglesby over Richland Springs, and give me Klondike over Follett. And those are the picks. I picked all 88 UIL Texas High School football playoff games this week. I either mentioned it out loud or scrolling on this side of the screen. So now you can let me know gently, because it's Thanksgiving, what am I wrong about? Leave comments down below. Don't forget that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And of course, see us at texasfootball.com, where you can find complete coverage of the 2024 Texas High School football playoffs at texasfootball.com/playoffs. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the regional semifinals. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you.